There's this one question. It keeps millions of us up at night. It's a question that, believe it or not, used to have a really simple answer. But today, it feels almost impossible to solve.
All right, so let's just cut to the chase. How much money do you actually need to buy a house? Like, what's the real number? Because for a long, long time, for generations, there was a surprisingly simple answer.
Yeah, that was it. Just 3. For most of the 20th century, that was the magic number, the golden rule. If you knew the number 3, you were pretty much set. But, 3 times what exactly? Okay, so here's what it meant. It's something called the median multiple. And all that is the price of a regular house divided by what a regular family makes in a year. And for decades, that number was rock solid at 3. A house cost about 3 times your annual income. Simple, right? You could plan for it. It was normal. Yeah, well, that was that.
Because, somewhere in the last few decades, that simple, predictable math, it didn't just get a little wobbly. No, it completely broke. It shattered into a million pieces.
So remember that old rule of 3? Well, forget about it. Just look at these numbers. In a city like Sydney, you're looking at 9 times your income. Vancouver, over 10. Hong Kong, a staggering 14. The goalpost hasn't just moved. It's not even in the same sport anymore. It's on a whole other planet.
So look, this isn't just about houses being a little more expensive. People are calling this a full-blown crisis, an existential threat to the middle class. That's a heavy term. So you have to ask, how on earth did we get here? Where did the math go so wrong? Well, the first big piece of the puzzle is a huge shift in what a house even is anymore. Because, let's be real, it's not just a home. Think about it like this. Your parents or your grandparents, they bought a house for shelter, a place to live. Today, you're basically buying a stock that you can sleep in. It's a financial asset first. And that means you're not just up against the Joneses down the street. You're competing with massive global investment funds. See, what happened was this giant tidal wave of cash started sloshing around the globe looking for a safe place to land. And guess what? Looked like a perfect parking spot. Housing. And the logic is kind of brutal but simple. When really wealthy people get even more money, they don't buy more milk and eggs, they buy assets. And suddenly, the 4 walls you were hoping to call home, that just became a line item in someone's investment portfolio. But okay, that's only half the story. That flood of money is one engine of this thing. The other engine is something we built ourselves. You could almost call it a scarcity machine. Basically, it's policy-made scarcity, which is a fancy way of saying that through all kinds of rules, like zoning laws that say you can only build single-family homes here, or height caps that say you can't build up, we've literally made it illegal to build enough housing to meet demand, especially in the places where people really, really want to live. So when you see that jaw-dropping price tag on a house today, remember this. You're not just paying for bricks and wood and labor. Oh no, a huge chunk of that price is the scarcity tax. It's the premium you're forced to pay because the supply is being artificially choked off. Okay, so right about now, you're probably thinking, fine, the game is harder, we'll just work harder. We'll have 2 incomes instead of 1, right? Seems logical. Well, that's what an entire generation thought, and it walked them right into something called the dual income trap. It's this vicious feedback loop. Check it out. Step 1, a family gets a second income. Great, more buying power, right? Well, step 2, sellers see this and just jack up the prices to absorb all that new money. Step 3, the banks see the higher prices and say, hey, we can offer bigger loans now. And then step 4, buyers take those bigger loans and just bid against each other, pushing the prices up even more. And the whole cycle just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning. And the punchline, it's absolutely brutal. All that extra work, a whole generation of women entering the workforce, a massive step forward for society, it didn't make families more secure. It just made the exact same houses cost twice as much. All of that incredible effort and progress was just swallowed whole by the housing market. So, let's put the pieces together. You've got houses turning into stocks, you've got an artificial shortage of homes, and you've got a trap where working harder just makes things more expensive. And where does all that lead? Well, it leads to our, frankly, impossible new reality. And this isn't just an opinion. Look, these are the official ratings. That old, affordable world of a 3.0 multiple, it's a museum piece. We've blown past severely unaffordable. Many cities are now officially in a category called impossibly unaffordable. That means it takes 9 years of your entire household income with no spending on food or anything else to buy a typical home. It's just absurd. And if you're still wondering why the math is so broken, just take a look at who you're bidding against. It's not just another couple trying to start a family. No, you are competing against giant pension funds. You're up against foreign investors. You're trying to outbid old money that treats entire city blocks like a personal bank vault. Which brings us to the final gut punch of a conclusion. For so many people, this isn't a challenge anymore. It's not a hurdle to overcome. It's a mathematical impossibility. The source material for this explainer puts it in a way that just sticks with you. The ladder hasn't just been pulled up. It's been burned for firewood. And that really leaves us with a terrifying question. If that foundational dream, that promise of middle-class life, is now mathematically impossible, what are we supposed to build in its place?